See Montana.
Good morning, Montana. I'm Jason Hurst, and as you pour your coffee and make breakfast, we begin with breaking news of a 2-alarm fire in Missoula. And you are looking at the fire right now, and that is 3521 Brook Street. That is the old HuHot Mongolian grill. And you can see crews diligently working, and Brook, flames everywhere, from the back, from the front. That is a fire that is going strong.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it started in the back. When we first had our weather camera turned around, the call came in at around 5:37, but it's really spread, and it's putting off a pretty big plume of smoke. Now notice, traffic is still moving through along Brook Street, but it does look like it's down to one lane there. So if you do travel Brook Street, plan on some delays for sure this morning.
And again, we're going to continue to follow this story. It is breaking news, but crews, you can see, they're trying to put water on it from above. There are crews all around the building. Again, this is the old HuHot Mongolian grill. The building is located at 3521 Brook Street in Missoula. And we found out about this, I would say, about 10 minutes before 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to follow this closely. But again, crews diligently at work. Yeah,
it looks like they have 2 trucks now trying to fight that fire. There could be another one on the back, but you can see 2 streams of water there as they try to douse those flames. For more information, you can go to our website, nbcmontana.com. We do have an article that's posted with everything that we know. We'll continue to update that throughout the morning. 6:31, we talked about potential delays for you this morning through Missoula along Brook Street, but I also want to mention we've got ice and black ice being reported in the mining city. I know you had a rough go of it last night over Homestake Pass. There's still some ice on the roadway for you this morning through Butte and also Ronker there on I-15. MDT reporting some ice and black ice. Area-wide clear skies and quite chilly. We're in the teens and 20s. Radar showing dry skies, but this is something we're going to watch because as we head into your Thursday, we've got a cold front. As we head into your Friday, we've got another cold front, and radar is going to be pretty active for us Thursday into your Friday. Outdoor plans today, Missoula will hit 35 at noon with sunshine, 45 for the drive home. For Bozeman, here's a look at your day planner. Lunchtime still chilly. You're below the freezing mark, but you'll be sitting at 41 as we head into that 5 o'clock hour.
Let's now take a look at Montana's legislative headlines. There's public frustration in Helena over a pair of bills centered around wolf hunting. NBC Montana's Michael Santaskoy watched Tuesday's hearings and explains what the measures call for and what both sides are saying.
House Bills 258 and 259 had public hearings before the Senate Fish and Game Committee. Here's what's being proposed. HB 258 would authorize the Fish, Wildlife, and Parks Commission to end wolf hunting season in concurrence with the spring bear hunting season. HB 259 would allow hunters to use artificial light like night vision scopes to hunt wolves on private lands only outside of daylight hours. Supporters say the bills could be a useful tool to manage the wolf population since courts shortened wolf tramping and snaring last year due to a risk to harming grizzly bears outside of hibernation.
We've added many tools, but by FWP's own admission and several testimonies that I've seen, they've admitted they have not been able to lower the population. So this is another tool to try to lower the population.
Since hunting is one of the only tools left, the idea is to increase the accuracy and the possibility that harvest can be increased through hunting.
Those against the bill say it doesn't respect the natural order of life, takes away fair chance hunting, undermining wolves' natural defense to hide, removes female wolves, and other concerns.
If we further utilization of high-tech military-grade instruments for the hunting of wolves, are these hunters actually hunters, or are they trying to fulfill some bat superhero fantasy?
This bill will legalize cruel and indiscriminate methods of killing wolves, including denning, killing pups in their dens. This is barbaric, unnecessary, and disrupts pack structures that can actually increase the likelihood of conflict with livestock.
No action was taken on either bill. We'll continue to follow these bills and let you know what happens next. In Bozeman, Michael Santaskoy, NBC Montana.
The House State Administration Committee heard Senate Bill 224 on Tuesday. The bill aims to create a Montana Indigenous People Day as a legal holiday on the same day as Columbus Day. It would celebrate ancestral lineages of all Montanans. Columbus Day would not be eliminated, and Montanans would be able to celebrate either holiday or both.
So I believe in Indigenous Peoples Day. I believe it can bring us together. I believe celebrating Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day on the same day will go a long way to healing our communities. It teaches us how to work together.
The bill moved forward with executive action and 18 votes in favor. State Representative Lucas Schubert of Evergreen was the only one to vote no. A SWAT incident in Flathead County ends with 2 suspects behind bars. It happened Tuesday in the 700 block of 10th Avenue West in Kalispell and lasted several hours. Police say 2 Kalispell residents, 57-year-old Patricia Holcomb and 52-year-old Arnold Deans, were taken into custody on separate warrants. Holcomb also faces charges for obstructing a peace officer and resisting arrest. Both suspects are currently being held at the Flathead County Detention Center. And we will continue to follow this story and bring you updates on our NBC Montana homepage. With St. Patrick's Day festivities now behind us, we are following up with police. In Butte, Sheriff Ed Lester says they made 39 arrests between Friday, March 14th and early Tuesday morning. 24 of those arrests were for driving under the influence. Other arrests involved disturbances, domestic disputes, or arrest warrants. The sheriff says he is disappointed by the high number of DUI arrests. He also thanked Public Works and Parks and Recreation employees for cleaning the streets of Uptown Tuesday morning. President Donald Trump announced in a post on Truth Social that Montana U.S. Senator Tim Sheehy will be appointed to the United States Naval Academy Board. NBC Montana talked to Sheehy about the appointment.
That this isn't just an honor for me. This is an honor for all of Montana to have one of our elected representatives sitting, on the board of visitors of one of our nation's most prestigious institutions.
And with Sheehy now being appointed as the with the Naval Academy's board, Sheehy is a 2008 Naval Academy graduate and completed several deployments and missions as a U.S. Navy SEAL. And he was involved in dozens of engagements with enemy forces, earning him multiple combat decorations. The city of Missoula is urging residents not to tap public trees for maple syrup. Marie Ducharme says tree tapping on the right-of-way, park trees, and natural areas is not allowed under city ordinances. Ducharme says each year around this time, the city gets reports of tree tapping. She says Missoula's non-native maple trees growing in the boulevards are already stressed due to drought and smaller soil volumes.
The trees, they're not actively growing, so they don't have active energy stores. So what's being tapped is the energy that they stored from last season, and they need that to leaf out in the spring.
Ducharme says these maple trees are a public resource, so they have to be managed as such and not for personal or commercial use. President Trump is speaking out about what he called a very good, productive call with Russian President Putin and their agreement to an immediate ceasefire on energy assets in Ukraine. Ukrainian President Zelensky wasn't part of the negotiations and wants more details. President Trump's push to end the war in Ukraine comes as the fragile ceasefire in the Middle East fractured with Israeli military strikes in Gaza. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
President Trump in a new Fox News interview touting his nearly 2-hour phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Talked about a lot of things and toward getting it to peace.
Saying they have a very good relationship.
Putin actually said to me, if you're my friend, I'd hate to see you as my enemy.
President Putin agreed to stop attacking energy infrastructure targets in Ukraine for 30 days in what the White House calls a first step toward the full ceasefire that Ukraine already agreed to. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky saying he supports any proposal to end the war on his country, but needs more information and does not trust Putin. That, as the Kremlin said, it has a key condition, that foreign military aid and intelligence to Ukraine be cut off.
And we didn't talk about aid, actually. We didn't talk about aid at all.
It all comes after violence exploded once again in the Middle East, with Israel resuming airstrikes on Hamas targets in Gaza, killing hundreds, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. Negotiations had stalled for the next phase of a fragile ceasefire deal, Israel blaming Hamas for rejecting proposals from a Trump administration envoy.
Hamas refused offer after offer to release our hostages,
and citing indications that Hamas militants were trying to rearm. The renewed fighting raising new fears for the family of American-Israeli hostage Idan Alexander.
Any military action will put remaining hostages in danger. No question about it.
The Trump administration standing with Israel amid escalating global tensions. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And we now visit with Chief Meteorologist Brooke Foster, who is standing by. And Brooke, it's going to be nice today, but again, we're continuing to talk about this fire that's happening on Brook Street.
Right, we do have a little bit of breaking news this morning in the Missoula area. If you're traveling along Brook Street, likely going to run into some delays. We're going to fire at that the old HuHot building this morning. Starting your day out in northwest Montana, though, pretty uneventful for you. It's our Sportsman Ski House weather camera. Kiddos heading to class this morning. Temperatures mid-20s at around 7 to 8 a.m. 34 at lunchtime, 44 in that 3 to 4 o'clock hour. Mostly cloudy skies, so increasing cloud cover. That's going to be your overall trend today in the Flathead Valley. For Butte, you'll see a good deal of sunshine, but it's chilly this morning. You're sitting in the teens. By the afternoon, though, looking pretty good. You'll be right around 40 in that 3 to 4 o'clock hour. 2 cold fronts are going to move in as we head into the first part of spring. I'll tell you how it's going to impact your travel coming up in about 10 minutes.
Coming up, Montana announces they have a new women's basketball head coach, and they didn't have to go too far to find their new leader. Plus, new information on homelessness in Bozeman, the new trends workers are seeing, and what they are doing to combat it. But let's take a live look over Missoula above TV Mountain at Snowbowl from the Community Medical Center weather camera. Chief Meteorologist Brooke Foster has your day planner right after the break.